tougher. He feels like he's not just a father being looked after, but more like an inconvenient variable, a problem that his three very busy children have neatly solved and just filed away.
And it's important to get that Arthur's quietness isn't just him being sad. There's actually a clinical term for what he's going through: relocation stress syndrome. He's trying to process this huge life change, pretty much all on his own, and the only comfort he has is the one thing that's been a constant in his life: his books, from his old job as a research librarian. But into this quiet, predictable little world, something totally unexpected is about to be dropped. An event so incredibly unlikely, we're talking 1 in 45 million odds, that you can only really call it a statistical anomaly. And the crazy thing is how random it all was. Arthur wasn't some guy chasing a jackpot or acting out of desperation. For him, buying a lottery ticket on an app was just a little mental puzzle, a fun exercise in probability. The result, though? Well, that was anything but small. 15 million pounds. Just let that number sit there for a second. This is the new variable that's just been thrown into the Peneligan family equation. And an amount like that, well, it doesn't just change your lifestyle, it changes everything.
An overwhelming concern for his well-being. And this quote from his son Julian just captures it perfectly. All of a sudden, the care home he's in, not good enough. Now they want to bring him home, put in elevators, hire private nurses. Their entire priority list just did a complete 180, basically overnight.
So this is where things get really interesting. Arthur, being the old research librarian he is, doesn't just go along with all of this. He starts to study it. He basically turns his own family into a little case study. He starts cataloging their behavior, almost clinically, you know? He's noting these classic signs of anxiety. They're talking fast, their pupils are dilated. He sees that their so-called concern comes with these very specific observable symptoms. It becomes clear they're not really looking at their father anymore. They're looking at a financial asset that has to be protected. And this is where he really sees behind the curtain. Arthur notices there are two conversations happening at once. On the surface, it's all about care, private nurses, special diets, but then there are the whispers he overhears, the real motive. Talk of diversifying a portfolio, of managing the asset. It seems like No, he sees them as suffering from a condition, a kind of moral atrophy, where their ability to have a genuine human connection has just been slowly eaten away and replaced by dollars and cents.
So, what do you do with a diagnosis like that? Well, Arthur, having finished his research, starts to prepare his prescription. And it's a radical one, designed to treat this very specific moral sickness.
After 2 solid weeks of being smothered by their obsessive care, Arthur decides, okay, the experiment is over. He calls them all together, and you can just imagine the tension in that room. They're all thinking, this is it, the moment they find out what they're going to inherit.
And with that one simple, calm statement, Arthur just takes complete control of the situation. His voice is steady. He's not angry. He's not out for revenge. He's like a scientist who's finished his work and is now ready to present his findings to the world.
And here it is, the prescription. The money? It's not going to be split up between them. He tells them he's already transferred the entire 15 million pounds into a brand new charitable trust, a trust dedicated to improving the very kind of institutional care they were so desperate to get him out of. I mean, talk about a brilliant move. It's the perfect checkmate, right? He takes their own words, your quality of life is our only priority, and uses them as the rock-solid logic for his decision. If his well-being is what truly matters to them, then how can they possibly argue against extending that same priority to thousands of other people in his exact same position? So, what happened after the dust settled from that bombshell? What was the long-term result of Arthur's final prescription? Let's take a look. Well, Arthur lived for another 12 years, and they were full, impactful years. He didn't completely cut his kids out of his life, but that relationship was changed forever. It became polite, but distant. He taught them one last lesson, and it wasn't about money. It was about the value of a person's soul versus their bank balance. So in the end, Arthur's inheritance wasn't passed down to his family, it was passed on to society. His real legacy wasn't some number written in a will. It was the actual, tangible dignity, the new technology, and the respect given to thousands of elderly people, all thanks to the Arthur Penhaligon Grant.
And this whole story kind of leaves us with a big question to chew on, doesn't it? Is an inheritance just about passing on money, or is it about passing on values? Arthur Penhaligon's choice really suggests that sometimes the most valuable thing you can leave behind is something you can't put a price on at all.